Hi, it's David again from David's Hair Design, and today we're going to do Catherine's hair again. Catherine has been in one of my videos before, and today we're going to do something completely different. We are going to take away the blonde and we're going to go for reds and coppers. So what we've decided to do is I'm using the Leytonhouse colours. On the root area we are going to go down to about a number 5. So what I'm going to do is do the root area about 2 inches down, and I'm going to comb it through slightly just to break the solid line, and we are going to stretch the root out. And then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to take triangular sections, and the middle of the triangular section of hair we are going to be using the red Rouge. Which one is it? I can't find it. Right, the red Rouge colour in the high lift colour range. So the centre of the triangle is going to be the red, and on the outside edges and the ends we are going to do the Rouge copper, so that what it will give it that sort of flame effect, like a bit like a fire. So we'll go from the dark, blending through into the red, and then the copper on the edges and on the tips. And I'm going to get ready mixing, and I'm going to do the roots first, and then we'll come back afterwards and I'll show you exactly how I've done the roots. Right, what we've done is we've done the light brown base, which is the 5-0, through the roots, and I combed it through slightly to get rid of any blunt demarcation lines. All of my colours today I'm using a very low percentage developer. It is a 6%, which is 20 volume. Okay, so what I've done, I've taken a V that way in the back, and I'm going to get a section and I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm going to paint the colour on. And these are the 3 colours I'm using. We've decided we're going to put some high lift reds in, which I've just kept as a normal red. Hopefully you can see in the light how red that is. If not, just look at the floor, because I dropped the whole bowl down there. This is the colour with the black in it, and it's gone more of a mulberry type black, which is going to look really, really nice. And this is the copper, which looks very orange, but as it oxidises it will obviously change colour. So for my first section I'm going to pull out the hair that way. I'm going to use the darker black and paint it through. I'm not too bothered that I don't get the underneath, because we want lots of different multicolours and multi-tones in there. So we will comb that right through. I'm going to overlap with the brown at the ends, at the roots, sorry. And all I'm going to do is paint the ends lightly, hold on to them, and then what I'm going to do is the inside edge is the copper, and I'm going to do the same on that outside edge, and I'm just going to lay it flat down. I have used a black towel so it's not too messy. Right, I'm actually going to carry on that side, and when I've put that one on I'll show you what I'm doing with the rest of the back, because I'm going to change the shape slightly. Right, I've done the whole of the back and the left hand side, but I'm just going to show you the small section of what I've actually done. So I've done my base. I'm now going to go in with the bright red colour, and I'm not going to put any copper with it. So we just paint it on, and I know it's not going right through to the underneath, but as I said, we don't want it to look solid when it's done. I just want sort of the colour to soak through on its own, and if some of the hair stays natural and some stays blonde from previous highlights, that's fine. So we'll get the next piece. You do get working with it on your gloves, and you do get it on your hands. I have tried to remember to wipe my hands off after every colour, but sometimes you just forget. Right, so the second piece I did on the other side. I'm just combing it through slightly. And the second piece I did on the other side, so obviously we want to match. I used the copper. So I'm just going to brush the copper onto this piece. And just feather it down lightly. I am using quite a lot of colour. I'm not putting on a thin layer. I am packing it on quite a lot. A bit like the cake I packed on when I was on holiday, but you'll see that video sometime. Right, and that's that piece. I am actually going to wipe my hands now, so... Right, and then we are going to take the final top piece, which is this section here, leaving out the fringe, because we don't want all of that done, so I'm just going to pick that out. And on that side, yep. Right, so I'm going to go back to the darker red, which is the one I mixed in with the black, and feather that through. Just check on the other side, make sure I'm doing the same. And I can see that in the right. Yep. Right, so I'm stroking that over the top, and then I'm going to go on those edges with the copper, and that side as well, and I'm actually going to do the end of that copper. If you do go through it and have a look and I do see any dry spots, I just quickly go over with a brush and just fill the colour in a little bit where I've missed. Now we're going to do the last section of fringe, which is going to be just the dark. There is some blonde underneath, so I'm actually just going to go through the top section. Any bits I miss, they can stay blonde, that's fine. Then we'll have some face framing blonde. And there we go, that is what the whole head looks like. Let me just turn the chair a bit. You can see all the different panels of colour going down. And I'm going to leave that for 45 minutes, and then I'm going to rinse it off, and we're going to cut it and blow dry, and we'll see the finish. Right, we're completely finished. We've cut a couple of inches off Catherine's hair. We're going to try and get it more of a one length, so there's still some long layers, but they're just down on the tip. So colour's done. You can see the different colour reds going through. The darker red on the underneath, there's some of the natural colour. There's some of the darker red, and there's some of those coppery colours coming through, and there is actually a piece on this side that is really noticeable standout. If I actually run my fingers through, you can see how it changes through all those different colours. There's still a couple of blonde bits, and where we did the darker roots, you can see there's not a definite line where the brown stops. It blends in quite well into the whole look. It's come out really nice. We are both very pleased with it, and as usual I've got different lighting in here, so we are going to actually go outside, and the sun's shining today, so let's go outside and have a look and see what it looks like. So we're outside in the sun. If I lift up that section of hair, you can see the copper, the red, and that's the black red that I did through there, running into different colour ends. And if we see the back, you've got the same effect flowing down with all the different colours underneath. So we've got some natural colour with some of the red and copper coming through it, and there's some more. And this side, you can actually see that copper coming through, all through there, through those side bits. So all in all, I'll put your eye back in a minute. I just poked my client in the eye with my finger. So there we go. That's all completely finished. So another successful colour. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. The very first part of the video I did on my phone, and for some other reason it's a new phone and it's lost the piece of video, so I'm just going to do the beginning. I did the beginning in the little vlog style with a photograph just to make up for that, but you can see what the hair looked like before we did all the red. So thanks again for watching, and don't forget, follow me on Instagram, it's David's Hair Design 50, and my Facebook page, David's Hair Design, and of course this is David from David's Hair Design Essex. See you again soon.